Well, this is exciting.
It is the greatest crossover event of all time.
You would have thought so. So, On the Drift and the Mugs Punting are in doing a spring features. Welcome, boys.
Thank you very much. You've used that term "exciting" pretty loosely. Like, we're excited. This setup's great, and we're excited to chat racing. And what a time of year it is, isn't it, Lordy?
That's it. Spring is in the air. Pretty good weekend of racing yesterday, Caulfield and Randwick. So good to get into it and have a bit of a squiz at a few of the big ones down the track.
100%.
Yeah. Well, have you recovered all your losses from the September run and who else?
Brooklyn Hustle, yeah.
Let's just say there's a lot of zeros in the balances. It's just where the decimal point lies is the big question. So,
yeah, exactly right.
well, thankfully for me, I saw the light probably 2 years ago from backing those two absolute milk drinkers every single week, and I made a very smart financial decision to not do it again. The message that we've tried to, I guess, preach this week is to not do that. So it's sort of on your own morals.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, for sure. But boys, how's the podcast going? Going well? I saw you blew up on YouTube during the week.
Yeah.
That was, I think, without Elliot.
Was that your mum or my mum? Watched it.
Kept it on the loop all night.
My biggest fan, my mum.
Pretty much.
I'm sure she's super proud of all of us for who's talking horses.
Well, that's right. And we pretty much we just found the 15 old iPhones we've got, loaded them all up on YouTube, and just keep hitting refresh. Well, you know, like you boys as well. It's just a heap of fun for us still.
Yeah.
It's pretty much, if no one was watching it, listening, we'd still probably do it. So, I mean, it's what we love doing. We'd do it talking via text, via Facebook messages, or some funny pictures that go back and forth on a race day.
Yeah.
So, just stops my mates messaging me every week and asking for tips.
Yeah, 100%. No, we're the same. If there was no one watching, no one listening, not a single cent in it, we'd still do it 100%.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Yeah, for sure. For those listening, you might hear the third or the fifth host of the show. Moz's little one, just, calling out.
Ultimate professional.
Yeah. Who's her Everest tip?
Well, she's crying like a... like, I don't know.
Tears I cry.
Is there a segue there in the race? But probably not. Hopefully a little classic legend fan, but
yeah, there you go.
see.
Well, why don't we get stuck into it, lads? So we're just going to do, spring features episode. We're going to touch on the main races throughout the spring. Let's start with the Everest. So what's this, the fifth edition?
Yeah, it would be, I reckon.
Yeah. So richest turf race in Australia, 1,200 metres weight for age. So I reckon, without me being that organised, let's go through the current slot holders. So... And we'll just go through like at the top of the market as well. So we have Classic Legend, obviously won it last year. Nature Strip, speaks for himself really. Master Crusader, Eduardo Guitra, Home Affairs got secured by Kilmore over the weekend. Pulele probably does by Godolphin, I'd say.
Yep.
Lost and Running.
Haven't the Tab done all right the last few years with their selections?
Yeah.
They love shooting the gun early.
Yep.
And doesn't quite end up. I think the first maybe running they had In Her Time.
Yep.
And then the trainer got stung for doing something naughty.
Yeah, that's right.
And they obviously had the big media campaign the whole way through, and they've just gone, oh, geez, this right? We're affiliated with this fella all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Because they locked in Nature Strip quite early last year.
Nature Strip last year.
You can understand that.
I think they might have had Sandown Lane one year as well.
Yeah, the year before that. Yeah.
It just gets people talking. That's why we love it.
For sure. And then we have Libertini, the Inferno, Wild Ruler, and then one more still to be determined. So,
James Kennedy,
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder who he picks.
Well, what's left?
Yeah.
It's the best of a bad bunch, really, isn't it? That's left over.
Looking through trekking, but I'm pretty sure Godolphin are really keen to take him to the Manikato. So, standout, Zutori, Embracer, Ingratiating, Instant Celebrity, Jonker.
I reckon on Trivier's the Smokey, the Kiwi mare. She was pretty good the other day. And
she was in season, wasn't she?
She was too. So she had a few excuses. And looking at the weather forecast, it'll be rain in Sydney all week. So
oh, really?
The Mudlarks will be out in full force, and probably the Kiwi mare will lap that up.
Yeah, fair enough, actually. Yeah.
Interesting. So It's 6 days out from the big race. When this goes into the ears, it will be right in people doing the form.
Prime time, baby.
Prime time. Who would it? All right, Moz, kick us off.
Jeez, talk about pressure. But hey, that's when diamonds are created, right? It should be this openly contested every edition. But I feel that this year especially, there's just no real standout, which makes it exciting. My on-topper is Classic Legend, and it's mainly pocket talking from last year's successes, which I'm still thriving off. But, this field that you've just sort of listed, he's been there, done that with this field. The big if is he the same horse? We haven't been able to see him.
First up, he'll be.
First up, trials are trials. I'm not too much of a trial spruiker with, he's doing what he should do. And whether the trainer sort of thinks, well, if he's a bleeder, do I just keep him in my pocket until race day? And if he bleeds on Everest Day, well, we're already going to get the prize check. So, they're the ifs, and he's your favourite. So that's what's even more crazy for my end. But the big grey, everyone loves a big grey.
Yeah. Got to get around him.
Great flash, eh?
Yeah.
What about you, Lordy?
I'm just about first time ever. I'm in the nature strip camp.
Love to hear it.
Yeah, I've been one to pot him all along, and
the camp is sleeping on the floor. There's no tent. There's no glamping with the nature strip camp.
That's right. You're sort of chips in or you're not, and I think he's come back better than ever. I think third up, he's won 2 TJ Smiths. Third up now, and he's sort of had a different campaign. He's gone the 1,000 into the 1,100 up to the 12 this time, rather than 2 runs at 1,000 meters. So. Hopefully he draws well on the day and can sort of get that good suck run in behind the speed, and I think he's the one.
Yeah, fair enough.
Any rain helps.
Any rain helps him, that's what I was just about to
Does,
say.
doesn't it?
And I think Waller's also taught him to have a bit of a seat as well, rather than just needing to lead every time he races. So maybe he'll be able to sit behind a blistering speed because we know it'll be there and just pounce. I'm pretty keen on Nature Strip as well. Yeah, which is... Yeah, look, I've...
It feels weird to say.
Yeah,
that,
it does feel weird to say.
That's the hard part.
I've found him both times in the TJ.
Yeah.
And found him pretty much no other time aside from that, and just spent so much money on him. But I've just got a bit of a feeling that this is his year.
Yep.
I know third time's a charm.
Third time lucky. Yep.
Is that how the saying goes?
Something like that.
Yeah, so I don't mind Nature Strip, but I'm also a big fan of the 3-year-olds in the Everest. Obviously, we saw Yes a couple of years ago. Maybe Home Affairs has just come back a brilliant horse as a 3-year-old.
Left field horse really of the race, wasn't it? Because it was super impressive that week.
Yeah.
Thankfully I was on too, so I can keep talking about it.
Me too at about 4s. I think he jumped at about 6s or something.
Yep. And I was on at the 4s like you, man.
Yeah, standard. What about you, Hutch?
I'm with the big grey. I think I get suckered in by trials every single time, and he's been trialling up superbly. But they are showing incredible intent with him, riding him out, and he's just sticking his neck out there. I'm loving what I'm seeing. I'm really interested to see how the Singapore horse goes as well, the Inferno. I was on him at Moonee Valley in that Group 1 behind Wild Ruler. I think he's stuck at the 1,000 metres that night. He gets out to 1,200. I reckon that might suit him. And he's $17. I think he's one of the better roughies in the race. Do you guys have any good roughies at this stage?
Yeah, well, I think Home Affairs is about 14s or 15s.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I was sort of keen on Wild Ruler as a bit of a rough chance. He's sort of a big bulldog that knows where the line is, and he loves the Randwick 1200, but he just does not like the sting out of the ground. So the weather report really scared me this week, having a look at it, and you never know. The rain might dodge it, but knowing Sydney and Everest Day, I don't think we've had an Everest on a good track yet. So
Just need Red Zell to come back.
Now you're talking.
Do you know what's funny about punters?
Now I've realised to back Red Zell are wet. That's what I've done.
Yeah, exactly. You know what's funny about punters? The 4 of us live in Brisbane, but we're really obsessed with the weather in Sydney all week. It's raining down in Sydney. Who cares? You don't live there, man.
Couldn't tell you what it's like in Brisbane this weekend.
Yeah,
but anyway.
I don't care. Don't
Why does it
care.
matter?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, it'll be interesting, last point on it, see what Eduardo does as well, if he drives Nature Strip mad.
Well, it's probably the biggest question that we haven't really talked about. There's so much speed.
Yeah.
And you look like, a horse like the Inferno, which was huge in the Moor coming from last almost. Like, it sets up for a horse like that to really do something. And who takes on Nate Strip, who takes on Eduardo? Do you just let Eduardo roll along?
What about the Enigma? Masked Crusader.
Well,
Haven't even spoken about him yet.
the Swoop King.
Yeah.
You could say.
Throw in Libertini with an unreal first up record too.
Well, but I think she needs a dry, and she's had a setback. It's like, far out, but you're
That's
getting
right.
a price about her.
exactly.
So it's like,
That's sort of yeah.
So we're back in the entire field then, boys.
What's the percent on a 12 box trifecta? It might be a
It's up there.
yeah. So in a word, Moz and Hutch on Classic Legends, Lloydie and DJ on Nature Strip. Love.
Quinella play right there.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Lovely.
That's right.
All right. Well, I don't know if it's Everest Day or Caulfield Cup Day now.
Oh,
I think
Everest
I think it's Everest Day, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or it's BM90 2,000 metre day. It's Brisbane.
Alrighty, so the next race is the Caulfield Cup. So just had a look through the stats recently as well, and it doesn't really surprise me that much, but Entires and Geldings have dominated this race, winning 18 of the last 22. Obviously, VE bucked that trend last year. But yeah, 10 of the last 22 winners have also come through the Turnbull. But you obviously have that Queensland form coming to...
Queensland form,
right.
baby.
The best form.
The best
there
form.
is. Yep.
So does he just win? Big incentivise?
Yeah.
It's more...
Yeah, I think so too.
It's more
Yeah.
the question of what else could you make a case for?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's the big thing.
You know?
Or how far does he win by? That's probably the even
'cause,
better-
you know,
the bigger question.
well, you know at Mugs HQ, we love a $2 favourite. We also love getting a $2 favourite beat.
Yeah.
I like to put the Moz on one or find one, but he's bulletproof. You know? It's-
Creates his own luck, goes forward.
Oh, well, what
fends
else
them
is
off.
a horse, mate? A mad front running leader that just keeps going.
Might and Power-esque.
Wow.
Oh,
There you
that
go.
comparison's been thrown around by a couple of astute judges.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was sort of a bit before probably our time.
Yeah.
Might and Power, but yeah, the blokes that were around then and sort of have seen Might and Power back in 96 or 97 compared to the Big Eye. Now.
Yeah.
It's
The Big
scary.
Eye.
It's scary if it's true.
Yeah, for
Well,
sure.
and it's the other story of it's the streak. What is this number 9 in a row potentially? So
Yeah.
that's just writes itself.
Yeah, for
Sort of
sure.
Lynx-esque.
Winners win, boys. Nah, yeah, I'm all over incentivise. You know, I was born in Toowoomba, so I've got to back him. Absolute no-brainer. But if I was going to look at a horse to potentially create an upset, I'd be tossing up between Young Werder and Nonconformist. Young Werder was awesome last start. Really charged home. I think he'll thrive over the 2,400 metres. Thing is, though, I think Flemington's his jam.
I think the Melbourne Cup's his ultimate aim as well.
Yeah.
I think he's an out-and-out stayer,
Yeah.
that young horse.
He reminds
Yeah.
me so much of Vow and Declare, like the whole setup. Danny O'Brien went Turnbull, Caulfield Cup, Melbourne Cup with
Yeah.
Vow and Declare, and that's Young Werder. He's gone Turnbull, Caulfield Cup, and Melbourne Cup.
Yeah,
Be the-
true.
be the
Didn't even think
target.
about that.
It's
Yeah.
probably the well, hindsight's going to be great, but the run of the race in the Caulfield Cup that just paints
Yeah.
that picture, doesn't it?
Yeah.
For the
Vow
Melbourne
and Declare
Cup.
did run second in a Caulfield Cup too,
Yeah.
so got beat by the Jap horse, but Caulfield wasn't his track either.
Yeah.
So that that's probably the main danger. But the other one I thought Jewess, the Queensland Oaks filly.
Yeah.
100%.
I think she's going around on Wednesday in the Coongie as well, and will do the 3 or 4 day backup into Saturday. But she won the Adrian Knox, that 2,000 metre race for fillies, and then backed up 7 days later into the Oaks and ran second behind Hungry Heart. So she handles the backup, and $34 on offer at the moment. That's probably the value.
100%. She was the roughie in the race for mine as well. Put a line through her last run, too short. She was just run off her feet, 3 wide, no cover. So I think, she's a cracking bet, and I think she's been aimed up at the Caulfield Cup as well. But I do agree, Incentivise looks incredibly hard to beat.
Yep.
Yeah.
The next big thing that's here now.
Yeah, already is the big
Already
thing.
is a big thing.
He's a Queenslander, boys. Don't you just love to
he
see
is.
it?
Well, and it's, we love just going on tangents, full stop. But the big three, it was Zaki, Incentivise, very elegant. 2 of those 3 have had their colours lowered, obviously, the last few weeks, and he's the one that's just still at the top.
Yeah.
Queensland form doing it.
That's it.
It's what we'll go with.
8 in a row, never forget.
T-shirts are coming.
Love to see it. All right, on to what is one of my favourite races, and I think, it would be in the nation. Everyone loves this race, the Cox Plate. So the last gelding to win the race was Maldivian back in 2008. So it's been Entice and Mares. Well, Winks obviously took up 4 of those.
Yeah.
But I thought that was quite interesting. I had a look through barriers of the recent winners. It doesn't really seem a bit any concern. The best horse usually wins. There's a couple of interesting international runners, including Gold Trip and then State of Rest as well. But you obviously have Zaki at the top of the market. You're getting a bit of a price about him now.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Oh,
I'm
the fishing line is luring me in.
$3 you get now.
I'm just waiting for the $3, and I still honestly think Chip's in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to have that flat run, and like I was saying to the boys over the weekend when he got beat, I said realistically his first run in Australia was I think April in the Doncaster, and he sort of had those other 2 runs in Sydney, then came to Brisbane, had the Winter Carnival, and then first up early September kind of thing. So he's been up pretty much the whole time. He had a quick little freshen up, but like the flat run had to come, and I reckon the stable would be sort of licking their lips that it wasn't in 2 weeks' time, and it was yesterday rather than Cox Plate Day.
I even think his Q22 run was a bit flat, and he just got through on class because he beat up on him by 8 weeks the week prior or whatever it was, and then he just got home against a pretty average field. Let's be honest. But Probabill's a mighty mare. She's a good horse.
She's an Epsom winner, you got an
Yeah.
Epsom handicap winner win the weight for age race,
and it was a rock hard deck at Caulfield that suits her to a T. So
I ticked that 2,000 metre box too,
which surprised me.
That was the question mark for her.
Yeah. Well, if you think about the other times she's run over 2,000 metres, I'm pretty sure the decks weren't in her favour. I'm pretty sure they were wet decks. So maybe there just wasn't a good example of her prior being on a dry deck over 2,000 metres. So yeah, she's a good horse, probably. I think I agree with you, Lloydie. I think Zaki still probably wins the race. I'm a sucker for the Mo though, and he was good. He was good yesterday.
Yeah,
lightly weighted.
Yep,
sit about midfield. Bang.
Yep.
Well, and the 3-year-olds, great records in Cox Plates.
Castell.
If you go through them, there's a lot. Maybe not winning the race, but big runs.
Yeah.
And a horse like
Seamus Award, they did it, I think, back to back.
Well, and a horse like Animo, if he runs a blinder in this year's Cox Plate, potentially if they keep him around, he could have it at his mercy. The next 2 or 3 seasons. So that's not going to happen, though, is it?
Nah, they'll take him to the paddock, and he'll be a busy boy.
He'll be winning in a different game.
Oh man,
And Zaki had those feet issues yesterday that they spoke about post race, which is always handy when
don't you love that?
When the $1.25 pop gets beat, but Moonee Valley's that Strathair surface as well, so there's a bit more cushion in it, which being a European, 6-year-old, he'll enjoy a bit more sting out, even if it is a good fall.
Yeah. Agree.
Speaking of Europeans, Gold Trip. So he brings some interesting European form. I believe the Mar Eustace stable have actually said that this horse is going much better than what Sir Dragonet was when he won the Cox Plate last year. He's only run on a good track once, and that was for replacing, and he's 1 from 11. Profiles are pretty similar, Sir Dragonet and this horse. So I don't know what the weather's like in Melbourne this week, but
I'll tell you in a sec.
If it's good track, just
still 2 weeks away, so it's 14 day.
I'm thinking,
true. Well, it's raining pretty much all week in Melbourne this week.
Okay.
So.
Anyway, and then you have State of Rest, the American Group 1 winner, about 20 to 1. So this horse should run as well. Lightly raced, 8 starts. Pretty hard to gauge that form line for mine, but I don't know. I'm always a sucker for these Europeans when they come over. I love them when they come over.
Picked the wrong one last year, unfortunately.
I went Anthony Van Dyke into Armory, so that still hurts. Sounds about right, but I don't know. I think Gold Trip had some tight hammies or something, didn't he, when he came over? So
there was some problems, but that was still another 2 weeks.
Yeah,
to go, put it that way. And I think you wouldn't want a better training team to have a horse that looks like they're a little bit 50-50 right now to get them right. So but that's why you love this kind of race. You get those internationals that you have no gauge on. It's purely on they've been here, done it before. So you can't cross a line through it because their form may be inferior.
Completely different,
to what you're seeing here.
Yeah.
because they come and beat us in our cups, every year until potentially this year. So, yeah, I thought State of Rest is the one that I've been hearing the murmurs is the better placed of the two, and there's been a bit of money come for it, purely off that. Like, we haven't seen it in track work. We haven't seen it. I haven't even seen a bloody photo of the thing. It might not even exist.
Might be a zebra.
It could be.
Chestnut is a great.
That's right. It could be the old fine cotton, and they just found one in the stables and painted it up.
Someone's lassoed a Brumby from out west.
Well, that's it. Like, yeah, what do you do with them? I've still got 5 pending bets on Japanese horses. None of them nominated. So
and they sit there pending until 1 minute after the Cox Plate where they go, "You're a loser."
Just cluttering up my current bets.
pretty much. Like, can you refund me already, please?
Yeah. So what about VE then? Does she bounce back? Do you reckon she runs a cracking race in the Cox Plate?
She's almost a forgotten horse now, isn't she? She's third in the market at $8, but you got a mare of her quality.
9-time Group 1 winner.
That's it.
She's not bad.
They grow on trees, I guess, do they?
No, that's right. If you take away Zaki's, I suppose, his dominance in his past few starts, she's probably almost favourite in the race, and he's sort of sitting around that $4 and then maybe $4 a piece. But yeah, you can't. You can't dismiss her.
No, and if it's wet, that brings her right into the game, and it brings Sir Dragonet into the game as well.
That's right, back to back.
Last year's winner that we haven't even mentioned until now.
You're getting $21 about him.
Yeah.
And you can forgive him last start. He was 3 wide, no cover.
Yep.
His first up run was unbelievable on a good track in the Mackay Diva.
Yep.
Mar Eustace again, up to their old tricks. They could absolutely pull the wool over our eyes here. So
we're taking the field in the Everest. We're taking the field in the Cox Plate.
That's right.
yeah,
But we're standing out incentivised by the sounds of it, boys, which is good.
yeah.
Brings us, if you put in a multi, surely we're going to get something back.
Yeah.
Surely.
Doubles your money.
In a word, who wins the Cox Plate?
Zaki.
Saki for Zaki.
Yeah, I'm with you, boys.
Yeah. At this stage, one word: Gold Trip. There you go.
Okay.
Gonna back it.
It's 2 words, but
Why not? Alrighty.
I can't get past 2, so if it wasn't 3 words, I would have been worried.
On we go to the Coolmore. Now, this is one of the hardest years for the Coolmore that I can remember. It's changing every single week. But some stats for the Coolmore here. 5 fillies have won the race since 2007, which is ironic because it's a stallion-making race.
since 2006, actually, sorry.
Oh, yeah, easy. And then...
I was going to say that too. Thanks, TJ.
I wrote those notes and I messed up, so my bad.
Most recent has been Moz's old mate September Run, and obviously Sunlight as well.
Yep.
So
Sunlight.
she was mighty. She was unbelievable. Yeah. And then 8 of the last 13 winners have been from New South Wales. So that Sydney form comes to the head here. So at the top of the market, you have In the Congo. I'm not sure if he's going there.
I think that's the talk.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why they were sort of trying to sort of bypass the Everest, I think, and keep him fresh for the Coolmore. But yeah.
Yeah, and then you have Artorias. I don't think he's going there. Home Affairs, he's in the Everest. And then you have Pulele. He's likely going to be in the Everest as well. And then you have that interesting Godolphin runner, Kalos.
Well, he's come from
Nowhere.
hasn't he?
Gosford or a Wyong or a Hawkesbury, one of those
Well, and then
awful tracks in midweek New South Wales.
But then one down the straight at $20, $30 odds.
And
Unfancied
one
Godolphin in that race. But
Like beat Ingratiating, who's now friendless in the market at $11. And then you have Profiteer at $10, who started, a $2, $3 favourite in the Moir.
I couldn't believe the price of him in that race.
fool.
Yeah.
But you sort of do, and we speak of the great horse that was September Run. Some of these 2-year-olds have shown that they're just track specialists at Flemington as well. So that's probably almost the form to lean on a little bit more of what horse has been there, done it at Flemington. Kalos ticks that box, obviously. And then you've got 2 weeks after the Everest discussion with a few of these horses. Does the Everest destroy a 2-year-old, 3-year-old that can't back up, a couple weeks later as well? So,
And do you even need to run it? If you've got a 3-year-old
that's right.
with still has its nuts that's won the Everest, did it bother going to the Coolmore?
Yeah.
No. Why would you bother?
So it's a hard market to gauge because, there's so many unknowns of who's actually going to line up in this field. But
And
that's why we're suckers for the game, because we're going to try to find one anyway, aren't we?
It's a shocking market though, isn't it? The futures, like you've probably got quick math. You've probably got 30 horses under $20 in the futures bets. So like, how do you have an early play there? But there's 2 horses that I'm half keen on. One of them I've had a little spec on at 40s. It's into 13s now. Mornington Glory from the Matt Laurie stable ran 5th behind Kalos down the straight. Run wasn't too bad, only its second start as well. It was a good maiden winner on debut. So the talk is that they go there with it. But the other one, and I don't know where it's at. I don't think it bled, but it pulled up with a cardiac arrhythmia or something. It was Finance Tycoon.
Yep.
Beat Ingratiating down the straight on.
Loves the straight, doesn't
Loves
it?
the straight. Yep. Won that down the straight. Beat Ingratiating on Melbourne Cup Day last year, and then won. Run 4th in a Blue Diamond and won the showdown, the big Vobis race there. So if he's sort of going to be saved fresh and first up into the Coolmore, I think, and if he's back to his best, I think he's one that can really give it a shake. And I reckon we'll get better than $12 on the day.
Yep. Yeah, nice. I think there's a cracking roughie in this race, and that's Bruckner. Beat home Artorius this prep, and he ran, I think he placed behind Kalos down the straight. So he's kind of ticked that box for me. He does sit on speed usually, but again, Mar Eustace in form stable. I think he's a nice little play there. But I don't know if he's going there. I think he is, but see how it goes.
The talk is Artorius does go there too.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, just sit off the pace, go bang. There'll be loads of speed.
Big straight.
Well, and that's 2-year-old racing. They don't know any other way, but 3-year-old racing, sorry. They, down the straight, can't control themselves, blow it a bit too early, and a horse like Artorius that you'll be hard in your mouth every single bloody start because you know what he's going to do. A big open track could suit. There's one in there too that I'm not too sure on how she's going. So Nick Cyclopedia or you two boys can maybe inform me. But Entha, is she, because she was nommed for the Moor as well, and they've obviously pulled her from that. Was it an injury concern or was it just not ready for race day?
They're holding her back. So they're apparently she's been trialling up an absolute bomb, but apparently her coat's not quite right, and they're just waiting until she's cherry ripe until they let her go first up.
Yeah.
So Maren Eustace could have 3 or 4 in this easily. Sneaky 5 yesterday.
Yeah.
First race in nearly a year.
Mm.
She's 3 from 3. She won the Golden Gift November last year, so that's a while ago.
Yeah.
But she just won yesterday. She was, about $20 or something like that. But
Oh,
she was super strong on the
And
outside.
when horses like that pop up, you almost forget about last season, don't you? And just go, well, this is last year's form versus what's here in front of me now. And then they come out and do something like that, and you go, oh, that's right. The spruik was there back then, and I've let it get around at 20s and just banging tables. Heads or fists, one of the two.
Yeah. Even the Peter Moody filly Gimme Par.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. The other one. Yeah.
But she usually, for mine down the straight, I usually like something that sits midfield and in these straight races draws out because they usually come grandstand side. And if there is any wind comes across the track, they get a lot of cover, so they're not doing as much work. I do think, the barriers do play a big part. But Gimme Par, strong on pace filly, I think she's pretty honest as well. She ticks that straight box as well.
Run second to Ingratiating down the straight as well. So, that's sort of I suppose that top form really, isn't it? Like, on his heyday.
For sure. So in a word, it's going to be difficult and definitely don't hold us to it. But what do we think?
I'll throw a dart. No, at this stage, I'll side with Mornington Glory just solely from my pocket. But it's a race I won't be sort of betting into again until the day, and we got Paris.
Yeah, Artorius would be my topper at the moment. Again, does it go there? Does it not?
Yeah.
The great game.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, tough one, boys. But look, if either Paul Ailey or Home Affairs back up from the Everest and come through that okay, and see what the word is from the stable, I'd be on one of them, I think.
Yeah, for sure. I like Bruckner. I think he's going to run a nice race. we've canned the Vic Derby because that is just impossible.
Oh, that's the only one. Well,
if you want to, like, I don't have any notes on it.
Oh, look,
but,
there's a couple of things I like. in it.
Okay, all right. Well, go
no,
right ahead.
Yeah, lead the
guess,
charge, mate.
Guess go first.
Guess.
Lloydie,
I'm still spending Johnny Get Angry winnings from 12 months.
were you on him?
Yeah,
you
mate.
cheeky bastard.
Declared him too.
I heard about it after as well. But don't worry.
Mate. No, but one again, big odds, $40 we're getting at the moment. I kept it from Moz.
This is a surprise for me
This is a
too, boys.
surprise.
So
Oh, here we go.
it's probably
We've
into
got
$5
a,
favourite by now.
Pull the notes out. Hang on.
Sure, it's even on paper. That's how secretive it
It's
is.
a 3-year-old gelding trained by Trent Bussett and Natalie Young, by a reliable man out of a Zabeel mare, so just bred to stay. The mare won at 2,200 metres in her only start back at Sale back a few years ago.
Okay.
Ran second her Totsu on debut at Donald. Her Totsu ran a cracker 5th in the Guineas yesterday, and then came out and won its next start pretty well and was almost a certainty beaten, but had the best final 200 of the race over the 1,400. Steps out to 1,900 tomorrow at Kyneton, Tuesday actually.
God's country.
That's right. His name is Commander Harry. So
Commander Harry.
$41. You know, write your own ticket just about. But I think if he wins on Tuesday, I think he's the
All right.
he's the smoky in the
Yeah,
big
might
one.
play a little futures bet.
I'm
Yeah.
100%
Yeah, well,
playing after that.
it's very convincing, isn't
Yeah.
it?
That's right.
Yes, and $9 for the place as well.
That's right.
In the futures,
No,
that's
probably just back it straight out though.
Yeah, no, that's right.
How confident are you, Lloydie? Because I could chuck something huge on it. Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's right. Yeah. Pretty much, it's a bit like Zaki being paid out by the Tab. I'm surprised they won't pay you out already. After Tuesday, Tab have paid out all Derby wins.
Oh, he was the anchor of every single multi in Australia yesterday. Every pun was just.
That's right. It was stiff.
Better than bank interest, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, there's one that come through the Guineas there on the weekend. Forgot You, which is probably your favourite almost. I'd imagine now or close to it. But well, yeah.
He probably is.
And that's the obvious, really, isn't it? Animo, you
have
They
$11 for him, but surely
But
it's
is he
not going
too-
to.
about $5.50 at the moment, Animo.
Yeah.
is he too? I think he's just too brilliant for that kind of a trip, isn't he?
I
He's
think I think Cummings
too
will take
speedy, too
something
quick.
like a Legron there that ran third in
Yeah.
the Sprint Champ. Like
Yeah.
that'll be their
Yeah.
Derby horse.
Well, that's what I was going to talk about. Legron and Benno. They're both about $11 in the market at the moment. So, yeah, that'd be the two that I'd be looking at. But like your boy said, so much can change between now and Derby Day.
I hit the shot last year, and he only emerged like 2 weeks before the Derby, so I'm willing to wait until then. Okay, Golden Eagle. Surely we go Golden Eagle.
Oh, the second greatest race of the racing calendar, isn't it?
How
Behind the
good is it?
Everest.
How good is it?
What's tradition? We don't need that no more. Innovation.
St. Peter Volandis is who we trust in.
That's exactly right.
Vandalays.
Luckily, we actually have had some luck in this race. So Jonesy found Colding first year, and I found Colette last year. But
100% strike rate, boys. Come on.
On the
drift. Let's go.
Pull out your sheet of notes, like Lloydie, just and we're good to go.
Yeah,
Mate, Colding's run that year.
unbelievable.
Sunlight leading the charge.
What a period of time for Bossy. He had yes into Colding.
Yep.
Yeah,
In the
he
space of 2 weeks.
he went and bought himself a nice car after
I think
that
he won the
fortnight, I think.
Epsom on Colding the week before the Everest as well. So
Shout out a few zinger boxes, I'd hope.
yeah.
Yeah, speaking
That's
of,
what I would do.
looking forward to that for dinner.
So you have I'm Thunderstruck, obviously the Toorak winner at the top of the market, at about the $4 or $5 on offer. Moanga, $5. Private Eye, who ran a cracker in the Epsom as well. And then I think it gets pretty thin after that. Did you boys have any thoughts on it?
Plenty of thoughts. Whether they're constructive
good.
and right's a different question. But just looking at the early field at the moment, it's probably because it's obviously 3 years old now. It's becoming that target race. So you're getting, like I'm Thunderstruck wins a Group 1 last week. So there's actual excitement around that horse going there. So the field itself is just going to get better and better. Queensland Form Boys, we're going to have some representation in it. There's a nice little Desley Foster train, Apache Chase. Weekwood winner, mate. Super. And that was, I think you're not probably getting a price anymore, but that was the plan a couple of weeks ago from the camp, that they wanted a good showing. on the truck down to Sydney. I think Jimmy Byrne himself is going down to associate the ride too.
Why wouldn't ya?
Yeah.
Well, and it's a bulletproof horse almost. It's going to lead. If it draws a low barrier, that's sort of the race shape that I'll be looking at. This far out.
Yep.
You know where he's going to be in the run, and got a good horse like I'm Thunderstruck though that can come home.
Yeah.
That's right.
Quinella.
There's a bit of spruik around an import called Maximal.
Okay.
Right, okay.
John O'Shea's training. It arrived into Sydney last night.
Why are you reading your own Twitter feed there?
I was just trying to jog what they when it got here, but arrived last night. So whether or not it gets there in time through the quarantine, but it's $15 at the moment, and I think just reading between the lines, it might be an autumn horse.
Right.
Maximal, but if he's there, he'll certainly be one to follow. But I've been a big fan of Count de Rupee all the way through his campaign, and was pretty unlucky yesterday. Ran third behind AIM and Ellsberg, but drawn off the track and got caught wide, mile out the back, and really got home well late out under the arches. So he gets to 1,500 in a fortnight. I think he'll give it a shake.
Yeah. I was on Ellsberg yesterday, so I'm not friends with AIM right now. But I thought Ellsberg was good. But the horse that I think is the class here is Mo'unga.
Yeah, 100%.
He was huge
Yep.
in the Epsom, carrying the top weight. I think he ran a super race.
Yep.
Back to his own age,
Set
equal
weights.
weights.
Yep.
What he'll meet Private Eye 5-6 kilos
Yeah.
better.
I think he beats that runner home.
1,500 metres, no issues at all. Right in his sweet spot.
Yep.
Gee, one down the order. I don't know if she's heading there, but Instant Celebrity's interesting at about $34. If she goes that way, I reckon she's a sneaky chance, but
Is it Derby Day or Cox Plate Day? It's the
Derby
Derby Day,
Day.
isn't it? So they've got that Empire Rose
Yeah.
race at Flemington as well, which I suppose that's at this stage, I guess, her logical target. But
Yeah,
like
for
you
sure.
say, if they take it up to Sydney, she'd
Yeah.
better than a $34 chance.
Yeah, for sure. My old mate, Lions Raw, $51.
He's a big boy now, Lions Raw.
Yeah.
Fat.
Yeah.
He was good in the Epsom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sort of ran better than market
Well,
expectations.
what was he? $80?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's $51 here. You know what? We'll give our old mate send him a text, see how the thing's going. He's in the
Thing is,
ownership.
though, if he's ready to run, he'll be there because you got one chance at this kind of a race. So
Yeah.
7.5 million reasons to have a go, as
Yeah.
they say.
What a good idea.
Yeah.
A specific race for 4-year-olds. Who thinks of
You
that?
don't get it anywhere else.
No.
No.
Once you're 4, that's, going versus the big boys now.
Yeah.
What's even better though, it's 3 years in its existence, and no other state has said, "Why don't we do our own version?
Yeah.
have a
Yeah.
ripper race day up here, maybe in Queensland."
Yeah.
But we don't.
What a great idea.
We don't write the program, unfortunately, do we, boys? So just whinge about it
Do a
every single week.
podcast on that.
Yeah.
Oh, but it just gets the excitement up this time of year.
Yeah.
What else do you want?
Yeah, for sure. Before we went to the Melbourne Cup, did we want to touch on any other races? Maybe the Empire Rose. It's a exciting addition this year with the bonuses as well.
Yeah, there's a bit of money up for grabs.
Yeah.
isn't
That's
there?
what's the lead-in race for it? Because it's $1 million bonus, isn't
Well,
it?
there's
If you
about 10 or 15
Yeah.
million
if
races,
you
I think.
so
Yeah.
that's obviously how they're matching the Volandes dollars of the odds and evens.
Yeah.
But well, it's all on the
I
same
think
day.
There's one that you might be on in the Empire Rose.
Yeah, I am
I know you're
actually.
keen on
Yeah,
that.
I'll tell you, boys. I've got the tip. I've got the winner.
Can I have your notepad, please?
It's actually all up here because I'm still trying to convince myself that it was a good bet at the time. But a few weeks ago, you remember Shalot, however you want to pronounce.
Shiloh, yeah.
Yeah.
When they're winning, you pronounce them how you want. Cracker of a win that day. Come from
Oh, mate,
absolutely-
I was all over her like a rash.
come from Western Australia to win that
Bang.
thing, and just
Bang.
I think that was the Sandown meet, wasn't it? So big open track. Hey, there's a mile race at another big open track that I know. Let's have a crack right now with those winnings. So I've got the nice little, I think 15s, rocketed into about 14s after that. So I'm definitely beating the market. But it's a horse that would relish that kind of a trip, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Just big open space. It's going to have plenty of room to unleash that booming turn of foot, and just has to do pretty much what I've just said there, and it's game over.
Yeah.
Well, there's one that you like in this race, Hutch.
Well, it's bringing some of the best Queensland form I've ever
yeah.
seen. Nudge.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's what I was just about to say too.
Mate,
The
I
ultimate winner now.
basically, after her runs behind Tefane, I said to Jonesy at the time, like, this thing's winning the Empire Rose. And as soon as the markets went open, $34, thanks for coming.
Snapped.
After a run yesterday, she's into 15.
She was great yesterday.
So, yeah, she was brilliant. Chris Waller, you know, she's going to go second up over the mile to this race where she won in Queensland last prep. I think she's still a cracking bet.
She's a Flemington winner too, if I remember correctly. Won on Oaks Day a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? Guess who's at the top of the market for the Empire Rose right now?
It's not Mystic Journey,
It's
is
Mystic
it?
Journey,
Oh,
$5.
goodness.
Unbelievable. Probably all behind her, and then Tefane as well in the second line of
Tefane
bet.
was good yesterday.
Tefane was
too.
huge, top weight, 58 kegs.
I prefer Still a Star over Mystic Journey.
100%.
Yeah, she's a strong.
She's just the
honest filly.
poster girl for sucking in your bets, though, isn't she, Mystic Journey?
She is,
Yeah.
yeah.
She's always
Better
got
get
that
a price
flashing
on her now.
light. Yeah. But any others in the Empire Rose?
Oh, mate, you know I'll be waiting for the final field, and I'll set my sights on the lightly weighted 3-year-old filly that I like the most, which might be 4 moves ahead. Could get sucked in again.
Even like if Hinge goes there,
Yeah.
Yeah.
50 kilos on her back or 49, whatever it'll
Yeah.
be, roll
Yep.
along, you know, like meant to lead in the flight, and she didn't. But oh well.
Dean Yendel on board.
Yeah,
Lightly weighted job.
That's his race, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Just get Glenn Boss off. That's all we'll say there. That's all we'll say there.
Alrighty. Well, let's go to the big one, the Melbourne Cup. Where do you start here? I do have some stats here. All right. Shortest price winner since Maccabi Diva was Fioronte at $7 in 2013. So, you know, you always get a price if you can find the winner, which is near on impossible. I believe this is true. No mare has placed in the race since Maccabi Diva back in 2005.
Huge stat.
Yeah. Maccabi Diva was the last winner to carry more than 56.5 kilos. And 4 and 5 year olds have the best winning strike rate at 56%. And Barrier 18 has never produced a winner.
So we're looking for a mare that's going to jump from barrier 18.
Imagine that.
It's carrying a stack away.
Top weight.
Just
VE
because
pretty
it's
much.
It's that kind of climate at the moment in the world, isn't it?
So obviously the winner last year, Twilight Payment, he's on his way over. So
He's about 15 now, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, so it'll be interesting to see if he can get, you know, rock hard track. Jai McNeil was it dry last year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fourth fastest time ever last
Yeah.
year.
Bit of
Great
deja
ride
vu.
too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, except if you're on Tiger Moth.
Oh. Well,
Well, I think my Lloyd Williams runner still is running, so would have loved to be on Tiger Moth so I can have that story, but
yeah.
it's not.
Well.
Where do we start here, lads? Lots to go through.
Well, is the big eye gonna take his place in the cup?
He could do the
probably
cup
what-
double. He really could.
So what's he in with the cup with weight wise at the moment? Is it 50?
55? Yeah,
55
55 and a half, I believe. If he wins the Caulfield Cup, he'd get extra
Get a
weight
little
on top of
bit,
that, wouldn't
yeah.
he?
I think you can only. They made a new rule. I think you can only get half a kilo.
Yeah.
Really?
Caulfield Cup. So I think, or maybe it's a kilo. So I think 56 and a half or 56,
Which is
would
fine.
Be, you know, it's not you know, the end of the world
Yeah, I agree.
in this year's field.
He's a big boy too.
Well,
He's
that's
a big
the thing.
boy.
Yeah.
The horses he's given 5 or 6 kilos for. Are you worried about those kind of horses? Like he just seems to tick all boxes at the moment, but Caulfield Cup has always been the goal.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
That's it.
you
I
don't
think
change
they-
the goalposts
yeah.
if you're losing.
Yeah.
I think he spells after the Caulfield Cup myself.
Yeah.
I don't think he goes to the Cup. I don't think he goes to the Cox Plate.
If he wins the Caulfield Cup easy held, they might even take it to the Cox Plate. I don't know. Like
The other one they might do is the Japan Cup.
yeah.
Yeah, true.
Why not?
Yeah.
Like you've got
He'll create his own luck.
What is he, a 5-year-old that's
Yeah.
you know completely untapped and
Yeah.
you know like the travels done him no you know
Harm.
Yeah. So
Well, it's a good problem to have. Let's put it that way. But Jonesy, you have one
Yeah.
that you've been on since basically June.
Yeah. The Sydney Cup winner, Celino. Got him about 34s multiple times and about 26s multiple times.
50s now.
Yeah, look, speaking out of my pocket, obviously, but one of the guys who's in the ownership of Celino, and the word out of the Chris Waller camp is he's going a lot better than last prep. And his lead-up runs so far have just been lead-up runs and trials just to get him going, get him around the track. He finished 4th in the Buck Cummings, and they only just started to give him a whack. So I'm that confident he runs top 3. He's about 26 at the moment.
And is it or is it not true that Chris Waller has said this is his best ever shot at a Melbourne Cup?
Yeah. And he obviously had Finch before. This is his best ever
favourite.
Yeah. So he's more confident in Selino than Finch.
Let's just move on from that conversation about Finch. A few hearts broken to those that are listening out there.
So, yeah, gents.
And he had a cracking run. What was it, 2nd or 3rd up last start?
Bart Cummings.
Just
good. Yeah.
Eased in for 4th there. Flashing light on.
Well, ticks the box for the trip. That's the big one.
He wants the 3200, mate. Not a lot of horses do. Most horses would hate that.
Some just keep wanting 6,000 metres so they can run, don't they?
Run from Melbourne to Sydney. But yeah, so I'm confident, gents, and if it gets up, I tell you what, might shout you all a beer. How's that sound?
I'll make sure we're with you on Cup Day.
Yeah. Mate, you've been on it since, June? I've been on one since the 11th of April.
Gee whiz.
Here we go. This is the one.
Maybe Bet Slip shouldn't produce dates.
Yeah.
Should they? So we don't have to say that stuff.
Or maybe
out
there
loud.
should be a separate bet slip for futures so they don't clutter you.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
But I'm on Realm of Flowers at $81 in the Cup. She's currently $17 on the 5th line of betting. But she comes out of that Bart Cummings, and she was super. She was the first horse into the Cup when she won the Andrew Ramsden 2,800 metres back probably the day before that bet was placed. Because I had that feeling.
Had to get the price, mate.
To get the price, but I've been saying all along she doesn't need to win a race this prep, until the Cup. The Cup's her goal. If she wins the Bart Cummings on Saturday, she gets a penalty. She was back last, and she's run home the quickest final 200 of the race. She's going to relish 3,200, and I think she's got 50 and a half or 51 kilos on her back. So she's got to buck the mare's trend, but I just have a feeling about it that if there's going to be one to do it, she's the one this year where they've had the best part of 6-8 months to really set her for the race.
Yeah, lovely. It's a good case you've made. It's a great case.
That's right. I've got more notes.
He's done his homework. This is what we love to see, Louise.
Yeah,
we love it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just selecting a champion horse because it's that simple. I love the spruik out of the Chris Waller camp, DJ, that you just hyped up because Very Elegant is my on topper.
Yep.
I think that they've taken a little bit different this time around. You'll know Mr. Sokolsky owns 90% of horses in Australia.
Yeah, he does.
I think they know that out of the incentivised Very Elegant duo that this is her year to have a crack because she's just getting on, always going to be wanting that trip. Never going to get a price about a girl like her, but I think this prep in particular, that's been the main goal. They just haven't came out publicly and said it. That's just my intuition, guesswork,
There you go.
Is often very, very wrong.
Following the
More than
footsteps
right,
of Mackay, maybe.
Well-
Cox Plate into Melbourne Cup victory.
Well, she had just the Melbourne way, I think's the struggle for her as well. So just having her down here, getting the waist runs out of the way, so to speak. And when I say that, it's a Turnbull and a Cox Plate. But
mate, you're not wrong. If you think about her running the Turnbull last year, she won obviously, but she only just got home over her Toffee Tongue and Finch. There you go. So you wouldn't really say that she was at her best that day. Yeah, that's 2 strikes, 3 strikes. I'm out. So she got home that day, but you wouldn't say it was her best run. So you're right. Maybe the first one gets the Melbourne way of going out of her system, and she's better off.
Well, and the elephant in the room. No, elephant's not in the race, Lloydie. I saw you light up.
Too soon.
It's the year where these locals. It's the year to do it. The internationals are very few, if any. So you've got locals like Realm of Flowers coming through easy form lines. It's just not going to be weighted out of a cup / have to deal with all this international form coming from left, right, centre and absolutely trouncing us when they get here. So, it's if you like a local this year, you probably got more confidence than you ever have.
Yeah, true. No lightly weighted Northern Hemisphere 3-year-olds, which is usually I just
had 2 runs
for.
and has qualified for a Melbourne Cup somehow. But
I want to stick my neck out as well with just a bit of an outlandish call, if you will, I suppose. But second favourite, and if incentivisers are there, Spanish Mission is your favourite. Doesn't run top 5.
Okay.
I think he's an absolute camel, to be honest. I know he's run second to Stradivarius.
They are recording, right? Yeah. We might need to
Are we recording?
keep this loop going.
Yeah.
No, that's good. I love that. Love that.
I don't
band.
think he's any good.
Okay. What if Stradivarius came out here? Wouldn't he win with 60?
Oh, for sure.
Possibly, yeah.
Like,
But
and-
is he? I don't think he's going as well as what he once was. So
Well,
I don't think he.
Is he a Williams runner, Spanish Mission? No.
No.
So I know.
So he's legless.
Well, I know they've been,
They
but they've been
haven't
quite
bought him
vocal about the process for the internationals as well, with fitting into the
have,
training
yeah.
and
Yeah.
and obviously getting them bounced back as well. So you've at $7.50 second favourite. That's probably what you're taking the punt on, really. If it's the real Spanish Mission that's here, or one that's been affected
Been
by
through the
that,
ringer.
been through the ringer of
100%.
an X-ray apparently, which is pretty brutal.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. Yeah.
Pretty brutal.
Yeah.
I don't want one after listening to Nick Williams talk. I can tell you that much.
Oh man, they need to check. They didn't need an X-ray on my face and head after punting all day yesterday. They're like, there's nothing in between these ears.
Yeah. If the punters out there were interested in Spanish Mission, he did run second to Stradivarius by 0.2 of a length over the 3,200. So he will run the trip.
It's a bit too obvious though,
Yeah.
right? It can't be that simple.
Yeah.
It can't be that simple.
No. But yeah, happy to pot a horse every now and then. So I think one sneaky one for me was Persan. Like he's doing okay. And he ran 5th in the Cup last year.
Yeah.
So, I think that sort of distance will be where he's absolutely cherry ripe. So if he gets there again, he'll have to carry more weight this year. But
Yep.
I think, he's in with a shot as well.
He's one of those horses too. I think last year was just a shock to everybody. So now that they know that they've got a horse that has that caliber, well, let's put him on a Cups path.
Yeah.
Train him that way. So
Is Grand Promenade the same sort of setup as Persan 12 months ago, though? Same stable, won the same race, been winning the same way.
Yeah.
True.
But I think he was a bit weak late, I thought, over the 2,500 last week.
Yeah.
Like Charlie Rose, she was good. She ran second, and she'll
she's going to get a start though.
Yeah.
I think she goes to the
I
Geelong
think she's
Cup
quite
next
low.
week and
Yeah.
probably sneaks away in if she runs up to that run.
Yeah. I'd prefer horses like Explosive Jack and Young Werder over Grand Promenade personally.
100%. Can't believe it's $13.
Yeah, no, it's a good lay if you're a lay. Oh, I don't even know how to lay, so it's not for me.
We could go anywhere with that. Do we still have another hour? We do.
Anything else, lads? I think that's about it, isn't it?
Oh, look, if anyone's gotten to this point in the podcast, I reckon they've got, about 50 futures bets on.
Yeah.
They've remortgaged their house, loaded into the likes of Celino. Who else?
Well,
Nudge.
All right.
Big Spruik.
How about we do that? If you were to have one futures bet play across all of these races for whatever race it is, what would it be?
Incentivised to win the Caulfield Cup. No, Celino to win the Melbourne Cup.
So you get about 20-ish.
About 24.
100 the schnoz.
Yeah.
Done. Boom. Lovely.
Incentivised to place in the Caulfield Cup. I just want to have a win, just for the confidence. Gee whiz, come back to me. I don't know which one I'm the most
keen on.
confident.
Yeah.
I'll go Nature Strip in the Everest into Incentivise in the Caulfield Cup.
two-leg
that.
multi.
Make it 3 into Zaki in the Cox Plate.
Oh, here
Damn.
we go.
I may or may not already have that bet.
Love to hear that. Mine's Nudge in the Empire Rose. I've been invested for a long time. So
Nudge, nudge, hey?
yeah.
Well, we're back to me, which is great news. Forgot you for the Derby.
Yep.
It's been my pick. Well, sorry, Drifters, you're not getting the price anymore, but a win is a win.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what they pay. Right? But, yep, same thing. Long time out. Been waiting for Derby Day.
Beautiful.
It's probably the
What a
greatest
great
racing day.
Oh, I love
Christmas.
it. I absolutely
come
love it.
early.
Punting
Yeah.
Christmas.
It really
Yeah,
is.
good.
It really is.
Well, lads, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
fun.
definitely welcome anytime. But yeah, all the best over the spring. Hopefully you find a couple more winners than I, because I've been going like a buster recently.
oh, man.
It just means you're due.
Yeah,
That's
You
what
know,
I said.
you
Your
don't-
luck will turn, mate.
you
It's fine.
You boys follow the footy. You don't win the grand final in round one.
No, that's
You
true.
build
That's
your
right.
form,
That's true.
For grand final day.
Just
It's
when
coming up
is
for
grand
us.
final?
Yeah,
That's a big
that's
question.
right.
It seems like every week.
Yeah, I've been getting up for the GF every week for, for the last 5 years.
Alrighty, thanks lads. All the best.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.